Hello, everyone, and welcome to a quick episode of Trek Canon. So, today I wanted to talk briefly about one of the most important and famous figures in Star Trek canon history. And no, I'm not talking about Captain Kirk this time, I'm talking about Zephram Cochrane. Yes, the first contact day man himself. Now, in Star Trek, they have the Frontier Day that's coming up and everything like that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about First Contact Day. Now, a lot of people were introduced to Zephram Cochrane through the movie First Contact, all right? But Zephram Cochrane was featured in the original series. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about his story because, and spoilers ahead, because I hearken it to a very sad ending for one of the founders, for the founder of warp travel and opened up space in the Star Trek universe, like I say in Zephram Cochrane. Now, we all know from the movie that Zephram Cochrane wasn't for all of the fanfare and publicity and all of that stuff that went along with being the figure that he ended up becoming. All right, he basically just wanted to make a warp engine and make some money. All right, but he ended up meeting the Vulcans and or introducing the Vulcans to Earth formally. All right, because we know based on the events of Enterprise that it wasn't the first time Vulcans were stranded on Earth, if we are to believe T'Pol's story. But um, we go into a little bit about him, his aspirations, why he did what he did, and of course, meeting the next generation crew. Now, but in the original series episode, I believe it was called Metamorphosis, right? Um, we meet when I say we're introduced along with the crew of the Enterprise. Well, it was in a shuttlecraft at the time, and it was Bones, Spock, and Kirk with, I believe, what was her name? Oh man, I don't believe I forgot her name, but she was some sort of ambassador or something like that. But she had came down with a sickness, and they basically really needed to get her back to Federation space. But the shuttlecraft got hijacked by this entity, right? And they ended up on this planet with this human who they find out to be Zephram Cochrane. They're the only people on this planet, all right? Now, towards the end of the episode, we find out that the reason that Cochrane is alive during this time is because this entity who has fell in love with Zephram Cochrane has basically been keeping him alive for all of these years on this planet with just him and her. All right, he's been in solitude and he's just been communicating with this entity. Now, the thing is that he decides to stay on this planet instead of leaving. And I believe it was a reason why he couldn't leave, but I'm not going to give away too much of the episode. You just go check it out because it's a really nice episode. And it dives into what happens to one of Star Trek's greatest figures. All right. So, but what was sad to me, though, was the end of Zephram Cochrane when you actually think about what happened to him for the rest of his life on that planet. Well, short life now on that planet. And so, what I want people to do, our Canaanites, is because we have a lot of people who are the next generation buffs or D Space Nine buffs or Enterprise buffs or Voyager buffs or, only like this or only like that. But I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to expand people's horizons on the canon of Star Trek, which is why we started this channel. Anyway, people, yeah, I do crazy 60-second reviews, but my channel is devoted to Star Trek. So I wanted people to know the other story, the other side of the story of Zephram Cochrane because it was featured in the original series episode Metamorphosis. So check it out and let me know what you guys thought of the episode. You guys be cool. Wait. Peace. Recycle and save the whales. What was I thinking? Come on, man. Come on. What's up with that?